Hey guys, wanted to give you an update as far as the lectures from this previous week. We had a lecture series specifically on sports injuries and prevention of sports injuries as we come up the summer season here in Seattle. So I just wanted to go ahead and give you a brief summary here so people could refer back to this for some basics. So really, I like to talk about four basics really that we should really kind of pay attention to when it comes to sports injury prevention. I'd like to remind everyone that most of us aren't 20 years old anymore, so our ability to recover and to endure, though is still very high, we just have to take a little bit more care of the activities that we do before and after our sporting event. So the first thing really comes back to the basics. Number one, hydration. You got to hydrate, hydrate, hydrate. Remember, we are 70% water, and so too many athletes that I see don't get enough hydration during the week, and then go for long distance load type activities on the weekends, and wonder why they're having cramping issues. And so a lot of that can be solved with making sure that you're hydrating throughout the week. The recommendation really is about 2 to 2.5 liters of water per day. That's how much we urinate in a given day. So we want to put that much back in at least. And if we're working out, we definitely want to add about a liter back to that to keep our cells well hydrated. It takes a couple of days to really fill up your tank. So I typically will recommend that if you have a long run or ride or a heavy workout coming on the weekend, make sure 3 days prior to really kind of pushing the fluids to get that tank nice and full with some electrolytes, obviously. Second thing I always like to discuss with most of the athletes that I see also comes in the form of warming up. Too many injuries I see are coming from poor warm up and poor stretching. You're going to get varied opinions regarding whether you stretch cold or hot or before sports or after sports. I'm of the opinion to do a 5-minute warm up that elevates your heart rate, kind of gets the blood flow and the blood pumping. And then we want to go into gentle stretching, specifically targeting areas that we're going to use during our activity of choice. So a major muscle group that's neglected a lot are the glutes. We use our glutes in pretty much every sporting activity that's known. Most of us have desk jobs now, so we know that we have some gluteal atrophy. They're not firing as they once did when we were more active. So we really want to pay attention to stretch those glutes, stretch those hammies, and it's going to translate into injury prevention for you when you do go for your activity of choice. Third would be really to kind of pay attention to our ego. Too many athletes I see have taken a couple of months off in the wintertime, and with the winter doldrums that have been here, haven't been doing the cross training they should. The sun comes out and they want to jump right back into their sport of choice. Our bodies have a great ability to adapt, but you got to give it a couple of days. And by giving it a couple of days and taking it easy in the first few days that you're doing your sport of choice, you will be able to hopefully prevent any catastrophic injuries. Just saw a volleyball player who did not train at all in the off season, went straight to the beach on the first nice day out here in Seattle, and second game in went ahead and had a pretty bad hamstring injury because he was pushing too hard, he said, and was kind of caught up in the moment, didn't do an adequate stretch prior to, and then boom, now he's out for about 3 to 4 weeks while this hamstring injury heals. Lastly, it's the cool down. I can't stress this enough. I see this more commonly, I would say, in CrossFitters than anything else. Typically, after a WOD, you're so happy to be done that people kind of walk out the door just wanting to get home and get some food in them. You got to take the extra 5 minutes, allow the heart rate to calm down, get that good stretch to work the areas that you had focused on during that day's workout. That's going to help elongate that muscle, kind of stretch out those muscle fibers, get that lactic acid starting to move out of the system a little bit. And obviously, you're going to hydrate to kind of help flush the system as well. But again, that cool down period is not only going to help with your recovery rate, it's also going to help with injury prevention for the following day. So we want to make sure that we're constantly thinking about how to keep ourselves going without really hampering our ability to progress. Thanks for tuning in to this episode of the blog for our lecture series update. Flat Rock Health, your source for medical knowledge, as well as providing affordable health care with upfront pricing. Thanks, and